and welcome to Finextra. I'm Emily Haller and I'm here at Deutsche Börse's third London MiFID II workshop, and I'm joined by Rory McLaren of Deutsche Börse. Thank you very much for joining me, Rory. What's the purpose of these MiFID II workshops?
The Deutsche Börse MiFID II workshops are to showcase our product to our clients and also to gain their feedback. As you say, this is the third workshop. We're conducting them in London, Paris and Frankfurt, and we've been lucky enough to have the relevant national competent authority present at each. In between, we've conducted 50 plus client one-to-one meetings to gain more information from them and to give them detail on our product.
So regulation has become a crowded marketplace. What's your view on this?
I think if we look at the regulatory reporting aspect of regulation, it absolutely has become a crowded marketplace. I mean, you've had MiFID I, which has been around for about 7-8 years now. And then as a result of the financial crisis, you had EMIR has evolved. The regulators have now taken a second look at MiFID, so that's got much more broader in terms of product scope and field definitions. And then thirdly, you've now got the SFTR, so securities financing. So yes, in some degrees, you do have 3 different reporting regimes. There is some overlap between them, but not very much. So therefore, you do, in firms, have 3 separate reporting silos. So yeah, a crowded marketplace for reporting.
What impact has the regulation had on banks' approach to MiFID?
Well, you originally had MiFID I, and now they've added to that, and it's now the MiFID II, or MiFIR as it's more appropriately known. You would think that the change in the regulation was just a subtle or a few changes to what they're actually looking for, the regulators are looking for, whereas in fact it's a huge change. It's a huge change in terms of the data they want, the product set they require transaction reports for, and therefore the impact on banks has been enormous, and it's actually almost a rebuild of the MiFID I solution to cater for MiFID II. So it's a much bigger change than one would previously have expected.
What's next post-MiFID?
I think as the markets are organic and the market continues to develop and new instruments come on and things change, I think that the regulations have to evolve to keep up with what's happening in the markets themselves. Otherwise, it's going to become stale, unusable. So the regulator is going to have to keep developing to keep in time with the markets.
Now the RTS has been published, have all your questions been answered?
Short answer, no. But I think it's more of a clarity on what's been published. I think there's been a lot of good dialogue between the regulators and the industry, and that continues, which is a very positive thing. And the questions I think that we as an industry have are more clarifications on points rather than downright confusion over what's been intended.
So what's next post-MiFID?
Well, I think after the regulation is before the regulation. Yeah? If you're looking at EMIR now, we're seeing it has just been implemented, and already we're seeing changes to the data quality being made. I think we have to accept that we will constantly be facing new regulations now, be this within Europe or outside of Europe.